Today I will be teaching you how to make a Cinderella ball gown by the means of sewing. Go ahead and grab your Cinderella necklace, your most sparkly headband, and sit down at your sewing machine. Once you sit, go ahead and take that headband off because headaches exist. At this point you will need some fabric, so reach your hand out, grab a trash bag, and throw said trash bag on the floor in front of you. You can choose to untie your bag like a princess or just tear into that thing. Ideally, you'll have fabric that works perfect for a Cinderella dress. In any other situation, you might end up with a banana peel dress. My goal for this project is not to spend any money on fabric and just use things in my stash. So I pulled out all of the blue and white fabrics, shears, things with sparkles, butterflies, more sparkles, all sorts of textures, just anything that I thought could work for a Cinderella dress. Also, I want to show off my necklace real quick. Look! Oh, it's not going to focus. Ah! Anyway, there's a shoe, a clock, a little pumpkin, and a key. It's a Cinderella necklace. Now you are going to quite literally throw all of your fabric at your dress until you figure out what you like. And cut, and cut, and cut, and cut. If you're using a pattern that doesn't work for this, you'll have to tweak it a bit. You'll also have some skirt pieces and snacks. You're going to need to cut out 4 pieces of each bodice piece. One of them is going to be your outer layer, one's going to be the lining for your outer layer, or a stiffener, so forth. Or to be more precise, or whatever the heck I'm trying to say. And then you're going to have 2 lining layers, one just for stiffness. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, cut out 4. 2 for the pretty side, 2 for the inside, except that 3 of them will be on the inside. Quite frankly, I have no idea what I was trying to say, so let's move on to the skirt for a little bit. You will sew this skirt the exact same way that we sewed the Barbie Erica's wedding dress, from Princess and the Pauper. Now, if you're a rebellious little you probably didn't pause the video and go watch my other video, which in this case has totally paid off because I actually don't teach you how to make the skirt in that video at all. But if you do want to find out what video to learn how to make the skirt, you will have to watch that video to find out. Now that you know how to make the skirt, it's time for me to teach you how to make the bodice. In order to make the bodice, we are going to take our blue pieces and then our lining slash stiffener slash whatever the heck it is, and instead of basting it together, we're just going to pin everything together and sew it. You will still have your lining and your lining's lining over here. We'll get to that later. So here we've got the lining bodice. This blue bit is what will be up against the skin when it's being worn, and here's the inside. And here we have the outside of the bodice. And we have the lining of the outside of the bodice, or like the stiffener. So I'm going to do right sides against right sides, sew along the top, and that will sandwich both of the white bits in the middle. And before I forget, I did sew 1 boning channel into each of these. Normally I would do 2, but I could only squeeze in 1. Oh yeah, and then I went to this place, and it had fish and mermaids and more mermaids, and I had a really great time because I like mermaids. I also got to see this really cool glowing tree, these avocado purses, and some weird meat. I am so proud of this video. I feel like it's just amazing. Like, it has the high roller and all the lights, and just, it's perfect. I congratulate me. Look at those fluffy clouds. They're so fluffy. One last thing before we get back to the dress. Look at this cute fish. I told him to smile for me and he went cheese. When I got home, it was time to get back to the Cinderella dress. Here you can see the inside and the outside fabrics have been sewn together, so this is all 4 layers. This is what it looks like from the inside, and then you can see that I also went ahead and top stitched it. I've never used real boning in my life. I would assume it's probably quite expensive, so I just use these heavy-duty zip ties and round off the end. Once I measured the length of it on the bodice, I just cut off the other end, and I continue to do this for all of the boning channels. I'm not really sure what to say about this. Some reason past me thought that this was the best way to display this cardigan. Anyway, it's an old grandma cardigan that I'd gotten from the thrift stores probably about 3 years ago or so, and I just really like the sparkles. I thought it would work out really perfect for a Cinderella dress. Of course, I did have to remove some shoulder pads, but I'm sure I can find something to do with them. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Okay, so here's where I am now. I've kind of just draped the sleeves. This is kind of a less poofy, and this is more of a, it's kind of hard to tell, but, and this side, my right side, is more of an extreme poofy. It's kind of actually hard to tell what's going on because the back keeps opening up. So I think I need to finish up the back and lace it up before I actually attach the sleeves. Before putting in the lace up though, let's make the poofs. Here's the bodice and the left hip puff. That is hard to say. Like a tongue twister. It does kind of have like a point here, and I might end up rounding that out, or I might end up tucking it up and under. Or I might just leave it. I'm not really sure. The way I got that hip puff was by cutting up half of the cardigan into this shape here. The way I got that was by bunching this part to this part up and pinning it here, and then bunching all of this up and pinning it here. You have a poof. You could also do this on a curved edge. It doesn't have to be pointed. And this edge also does not have to be pointed, but I'm just working with what I've got right now. Once I had gathered up the poofs, I just put them right side to right side with the bodice, sewed them down, and then I also ended up putting in this nice bias tape, kind of like bias tape, and I just sewed that, and then I folded up and hand sewed it. Now you're going to look over your bookcases, and then you're going to go over to this bookcase over here. You're going to look at all of your bins. These aren't even all of your bins. You have more bins there. You have all of these bins, but you're going to grab this bin. You will set the bin down and open it up. Inside you will find all manners of things from your recent move that you just crammed in here so that you could bring it with you. You will find this artwork that you made. It's gorgeous. Some sort of oh, there are my missing pins and a needle. I wasn't really missing the needle, but those are my missing pins. Now you'll find what you were really looking for. How you actually remembered this was in here? You didn't, you just guessed. Now grab one of the wider headbands and we're going to turn it into a Cinderella headband. I just cut out a thin piece of fabric, glued it around this beautiful headband, and then I also took some felt, cut it out, and then glued it to the headband to cover up the raw edges. And without further ado, here's the grand reveal!